Welcome to a brand new episode of Load In, Load Out, a tour story podcast produced here in Athens, Georgia, at the state-of-the-art Kindercore vinyl pressing facility. On this episode, Cash and Ryan had a chance to sit down and chat with New York City-based singer-songwriter Kelley Swindall as she came through town performing at the Georgia Theater in support of an upcoming album. Topics of conversation include, but are not limited to, sacrificing automobiles on the altar of the city, a pitch for the strangest Olive Garden commercial ever conceived by people, and Ryan Lewis goes dark.
Hey everybody, I'm Ryan.
I'm Cash.
And this is Load In.
Load Out.
And we are here with
Kelley Swindall. Hello.
Welcome.
Hi.
Tell us who you are. Give the audience a background.
All right. I am from here.
Really?
I was born in Atlanta in Piedmont Hospital, and I grew up in Stone Mountain.
Okay.
And I love Athens, and I was born down here. My family went here and all that stuff. So I'm here to play tonight on the rooftop. It doesn't matter. This is a podcast.
Yeah.
Don't
That's
come
all right.
on out, guys.
But it'll be
But
it
it
would mark a
happened. This
moment
happened.
in time.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
We had a good time. So I'm in
Excellent.
town here at this moment in time to do that. I just came from Charleston where I was playing.
Okay.
And I've been doing music about 10 years, touring for probably about 3. I live in New York City now.
Cool.
I've been there for 12 years.
Yeah.
What part?
Manhattan.
Ah.
Yeah, and I've
really?
always been downtown. No matter where
Whoa.
I've lived, I've been downtown.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's super rad. Yeah,
Different than normally it's Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Oh,
Brooklyn,
totally.
Brooklyn,
Everyone's in Brooklyn now.
Yeah.
I thought about it.
Yeah.
It was more expensive for me to move at that point to Brooklyn than it would have been to just
Yeah.
hang.
I'm
Brooklyn
not
is actually more.
surprised.
We
That's
both have
crazy.
lived
Yeah,
in New York.
dude.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
so Brooklyn is now more expensive than Manhattan. Is the weird thing.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I
Yeah.
think we both used to live in.
Where?
Park
I
Slope
lived
as
in
well.
Prospect Heights,
Oh,
right at the top of
excuse
Park
me,
Slope.
yes.
Well, no, because Park Slope was too expensive for.
Yeah.
I had to live on the hat just above it.
Just north.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
and
yeah.
you too?
Yeah, Park
Both of
Slope.
y'all.
Yeah, but that was in the
Park
late
Slope.
90s. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you
Mine
in the
was.
late 90s
It was
too?
98 to 2000.
Yeah.
That's when I lived there for
All
a while.
right.
We went up to New York to try to figure out a way to expand the label Kindercore when we were running it as a record label, and so we went up and then we did it, and then we were like, okay, let's go home because it's really expensive up here.
Yeah, we can
So,
do this.
yeah.
We got it.
Yeah, but so you're on a tour right now?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
more. Exact. I do like these little mini tours. So it's
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 shows. It's like a week, less than a week, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm doing now.
Okay.
This is my last show. I'm gonna do the songwriters open mic at Eddie's Attic on Monday. I decided to stick around for that.
Okay,
I used to do
nice.
that when I first started playing, and
Oh,
I haven't
cool.
been to that place for like 8 years, I'd
So
say.
it's like a homecoming to where you got started.
My mom's always like, when are you going to do that thing again where you win? If you win, but I haven't ever won. And she's like, why don't you ever win? You should have won.
Why don't you ever win?
I'm like, Mom, I'm going to fucking win for you.
moms,
And if
yeah.
I don't, it's because they're stupid.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone there's awesome and I hope to meet them. But,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. So I was like, you know what, Mom? I am going to do it. I'm going to
Yeah.
call them. And I called yesterday. I was
That's
like, hey,
great.
they usually have a spot open.
So are your folks coming tonight for the
Tonight,
show too?
yeah.
Wow.
They're in town. My brother's
Should
here.
have brought them on the podcast. Just had the whole family
I
on.
should have. They would have loved. They would have been like. They would have loved that. I never would have gotten to talk, so it's a
Yeah.
good thing they didn't come.
Yeah.
I keep threatening to do a brothers podcast because both of us have toured with our brothers.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Why don't you do that?
Well, one of them lives in Florida.
Yeah, my brother lives in Jacksonville, where I'm from.
And
Thank
that's-
God for the
that's just so
internet.
far. It's just
Yeah.
way too far.
Yeah, I keep,
Totally.
I keep telling him to come up.
What? Skype him in. Yeah, we
You
haven't.
could totally do that.
We've been talking about doing that.
Yeah,
We've
well,
never,
he's
we've
in
never
a
done it yet.
Band based out of Atlanta, and he comes to Atlanta a lot. And I was like, "So you coming over to Athens this time?" He's like, "No, I can't."
Yeah.
It's like it's an hour away.
So
You already
It's a
far
drove.
personal
away.
thing. He just doesn't want to see it.
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's time to come to terms with that.
I'm not sure. He still hasn't seen the plant yet.
Yeah. I think there's a reason
I'm
for
calling
that.
Denny out right now.
Yeah.
Bring him
Denny,
up.
this is a call
That's
out.
rude as
We
hell,
know he
Denny.
listens.
Yeah,
So,
I
We know you
he's,
hear
he's our
us.
biggest
Yeah.
fan of the podcast.
Challenge.
so-
yeah. He's my biggest fan. I don't think he likes you very much.
No, he's actually said that the podcast would be better if I wasn't on it.
I know. He likes it. He's the one that coined
So
your
50% of the-
original. Yeah,
podcast.
coined your original nickname, the Derailer.
The derailer.
Yeah.
You
'Cause in the-
derail the combo.
Oh, well, especially in the beginning. You've gotten
I feel like I derailed the last one.
We flow a lot better, I think, now. In the beginning, though, it
Okay.
was always, we'd start talking and somebody would just start telling a story and then he would jump in and tell something. And it was like, it wasn't like they were bad stories, but it was always just
Not
like
related
just
at all.
right off, just a little bit too soon or too late.
Yeah.
In the
So
conversation.
Danny named you the derailer.
I think I did that on the last
That's good.
podcast,
Did
too.
you?
I think so.
I don't know.
remember.
It's all a blur.
It's all
But
a blur.
but let's not.
Every day
this
blends
isn't a
together
podcast about our podcast.
Well,
It's
yeah.
a
But people
podcast
wanna
about
know.
yeah.
Oh. We could do
Yeah.
that. That could be another episode.
Oh,
The
man.
derailer.
So many
Podcast
episodes.
On podcast on podcast.
Oh my god.
Get really meta with it.
So you
That
said
would
you've
be
been
great.
touring for 3 years.
Yeah, in that I started doing tours of like this about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have been exactly for about 3 years I've done from a week to like a month.
So do you
throughout
actually
the
have
year.
a car in New York, or do you rent one
I
when you leave?
do.
You actually have
Really?
one?
I have
Oh my
one.
gosh.
Now listen, it's like this is the kind of stuff I talk about, right?
Yeah.
Myself.
Yeah.
Right? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
asking like, okay, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk about a story about my cars in New York. which is-
Absolutely.
No, that's
yeah.
exactly what
I
I
mean,
mean.
that's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
I
yeah.
asked. Because
Yes,
having a
thank
car in
you.
New York is insane.
Oh,
so.
it sucks. I've
yeah.
lost 2 cars to the city. I have given 2 cars to the city of New York.
They're still
No,
in
I
the
actually
impound
know
lot,
what
or
you
they
mean.
actually
I mean,
or
I'm
they
sure they could have
disappeared?
been. They could now be. Oh yeah, they were in an impound lot at one point,
Yeah.
but they're either like parts or
Oh my
someone owns
gosh.
it, or it's
Yeah.
still sitting there.
Yeah.
There might be shit in it.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah. Who
Maybe.
knows? So you just they got towed, and
Yes.
then you were just like, oh well.
Well,
Time to
sort
get a
of.
new
It
car.
sounds terrible. So let me explain more.
I've had this happen to me too, but in LA, my favorite car I've
They're
ever
brutal.
owned.
They're
Yeah.
worse
Yeah.
than New York.
I couldn't
think.
get it out of impound, and it was my favorite car I've ever owned. And I went away for a week and let a friend
It was
use
their favorite car, too.
use the truck. It was
why they took it.
my old Bronco, 95 Bronco. And she parked it backwards.
Oh,
And they
OJ
towed
took
it.
that.
And they just took
Oh my
it.
God. Was it
Oh.
white?
No,
Oh,
it was
never
the
mind.
Eddie Bauer edition.
Never mind.
Oh, it was
yeah.
post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
But
So-
anyway,
anyway, your car.
I have cars. Yeah, all good. That wasn't derailed.
Yeah.
little bit.
You're allowed to tell stories.
I got to keep my crown somehow. I got to keep the name alive.
That one was for you, Denny.
Yeah.
Who's supposed to be up here? Come up here.
Yeah.
So challenge
Yeah.
extended.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So let me. So the first car was given to me, and it was the raddest car I've ever owned. It was an '86 Toyota Corolla hatchback, like kind of like a wagon, and it was It was free. It was actually free. I paid $0 for it.
Wow.
We made up on this title sale, like, oh, we'll make up a number. I paid you $7. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I just had to exchange it. It was given to me. It was from a friend of a friend that I knew through music, and so I got it, and. Great. It was great. It was amazing. I love that car.
Yeah.
I was younger and I was it was my first car really that I owned. And so anyway, I would keep getting tickets.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck this, I'm not paying this.
Right. Was it because of the street
Fuck these
cleaning thing?
assholes. Yeah,
was
'cause
it the
those
moving for
goddamn
the street
cleaning
cleaning
things? And
Yes.
half the time,
it's
you're
the
like,
worst.
You know what? If you were on schedule,
Yeah.
you could actually just be like, don't be here when we come through here.
Right.
And
Right.
we won't be because
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
your fucking purpose. But
No.
no, you have to make money from us. So
Yeah.
that's,
So you have to wake up
you're
early and run
snively
your
and
car,
gross.
find another place,
Yeah.
walk back
I
to your
feel like-
apartment.
It sucks.
I'm sure I'm wrong, but I feel like that's the reason they don't do CMJ there anymore. It's because so many musicians
that makes
refuse to
sense.
fucking
Yeah, you're like,
come
fuck
up there.
this, New York City.
Every time I played CMJ up there, we got like $300 worth of tickets.
I feel like CMJ went out of business, but
Well,
I mean,
I'm
there
going to
could've
stick
been
with this
Did
a
they?
story.
lot of things.
all
I'm going to
right.
stick
'Cause
with
of
this story.
that.
But yeah, they went out of
you were like,
business
fuck
because
this, New
everyone got
York.
so many tickets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
no
they
one
didn't want
would
to
come
play
up.
anymore. Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
But that was a good derail. That was,
All
a
right,
really-
there we
that was
go.
a really good one. Well done.
Who's gonna keep a tally?
The other one wasn't good enough. That one was good.
All right.
That
All
was
right.
good.
Yeah.
I don't think it
Okay.
was that good. So now people know about alternate side parking, that it
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah,
So I've
yeah,
gotten
that's some
way too
bullshit.
many of these.
Yes.
It's some bullshit.
Yeah.
So, the first time it happened where it got to the point where it was like, oh, my car's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Where's my car? And they're like, you gotta pay, $400 to get
Yeah.
it back. I'm like, I don't have $400.
Like that's more than I paid for the car in
Yeah.
the first place.
And that's the other thing is the tickets up there are crazy.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. $65 for your first one, and then if you don't pay by a certain time, then it doubles.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you could literally
It's like
have
$10 here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, like when
Yeah.
I get them in these small towns, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna pay that.
Someday, all these
Someday
small
I'll owe you
towns are gonna
50.
come
I
in.
know.
Yeah.
They're gonna come up and be like, "You owe us money, bitch."
Be
I'm
afraid
like,
what you say,
"You're
or be
right."
careful what you say on this podcast. It's really popular with parking municipalities in all the different cities.
OMG.
Like $20,000 or something.
Yeah.
You'll never find me.
Yeah.
'Cause
I
won't-
don't live in New York. I actually
don't-
live in Alaska.
Yeah. And that's where the car is.
Yeah.
No, it's in New York. Maybe it's in Alaska now because someone bought it.
Yeah.
But that first one got lost.
Wow.
And but several times I did this. I paid those tickets, and I
Yeah.
was like, and then finally it was like $800, and I was like, I've already done this $800 payment before. At this point, I've spent like $1,700, I think, in this car over the
my
last
God.
3 years. And the final thing, because it was such a cool car, is that it would fucking not start once it overheated, and I drove for certain
yeah.
distances. Sometimes it was fine, but sometimes I'd be like, and now I'm gonna get to my gig, and it's like, no, it's
No.
not gonna start.
Not
And
gonna
all you can
happen.
do is let it cool
Yeah.
down.
So you were like, fine, New York, keep it.
Fine.
You can't drive
Exactly.
it anyway.
I was like,
Yeah.
so keep it. Yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
not giving you your money, assholes.
Yeah.
You know, keep that car. So that happened. And then I bought a car, and this was the best for actually touring because it was reliable and it was great gas mileage. I mean, it was amazing. I paid like nothing anywhere. So it was a Honda Accord, Honda Civic, Honda. It was a Honda car
Yeah.
from '96, and I think it was $1,600, but I ended up like paying her $800 for it or something
Yeah.
like that. And I used it a bunch, and then I
you had to
blew
save
up
money
the
for
engine.
tickets.
Yeah,
You blew
right.
up the engine?
And then I then
And a
I-
Honda?
then I-
That's a hard thing to do.
it was
Yeah.
there was like a
Hondas
leak.
last for
I
freaking
know.
ever.
There was a leak and there was no oil,
Yeah.
Okay.
and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I started making a noise, and I was like,
That's new.
"Stop driving!"
Man.
Exactly.
I wish
That's
this was car
new.
talk now.
I'm not like
I'm-
driving that car. I'm like in
Those guys.
town. I'm going somewhere.
We found it that night.
You Lead Athens is a group of and underdocumented leaders in Athens, Georgia, with the goal of equal access to higher education for students of immigrant families who are in or have recently graduated from high school. You Lead students, along with public school, university, and community mentors and allies, work towards this goal by 1. Studying for college entrance exams, 2. Applying to colleges and scholarships that will accept students of varying documentation status, and 3. Finding financial support for attending institutions of higher education. To learn more about their mission, go to uleadathens.org. That's ULEAD Athens.org.
So when we saw how happy we could be, well,
Where?
Man.
And all of a sudden, I was with my parents, for God's sake. They were in town too. I was like playing
Yeah,
a
they
show.
should have known there needs to be oil in the car,
Well,
right?
well, I mean, but they weren't with me. They
Oh,
weren't with me.
okay,
I was by
okay.
myself because my mom probably probably been like, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway,
their
and then I
fault.
just went, and then I smelled
Oh,
smoke, and I
yeah.
was like, shit. So I pull over, and I just stopped, and I was like, I know I just can't go. I don't want to turn this on. It's bad. So my parents were actually there. They came over. We got a tow truck, and it was my friend's car still. That's right. This was before I bought it. I was borrowing it from her, and then I bought it from her after this happened.
Oh, so with a new engine.
With a new engine. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. Brand
okay.
new engine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well,
New
there you
engine,
go.
like,
Yeah,
new
wait,
engine.
wait.
awesome.
It's the touring machine.
So you blew it up, and then a new
Blew
engine
it
got
up.
put in it.
I buy it for like
Okay.
$800.
Oh.
New engine. Thank you, Laura
So that was the
Stewart.
plan
She
the
put
whole
the
time.
new- wait,
Yeah,
you
in
blew
my
her car up, and then you're like,
subconscious.
"This isn't
Did
worth
she put
anything."
the new engine
Yeah.
in
No,
for you?
no.
Oh,
I did.
okay.
I did. Because
Okay.
at that point, it was like,
Yeah.
I got you the new car.
Yeah.
Which I'm sorry, I did fuck it up. So
Yeah.
I should have done that. I
Yeah.
should have got it for but I got you a new car.
Right,
Like,
right,
You know, hey. so again, she's like, that's cool because New York sucks. She's like,
Yeah.
thank you for taking it off my hands and
Yeah, exactly.
keeping it
Right,
safe
yeah,
for the most
yeah.
part, and then
Yeah.
you're up, you're not just giving it back to me shitty, like you're making it better, but so I eventually acquire that car.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, more issues in terms of me being back in New York and I get tickets.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
fuck it, I'm not paying this.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
but I kind of got to a point where I was like, sometimes I was like, okay, wait, what is it? The point at first it was like $400. If you have over $400, you will get towed. Like you're gonna get towed.
Right.
It's gonna happen soon.
Yeah.
So once I'd be like, all right, let me pay this $120 or something.
Yeah, here's $10.
Here you
Here's
go.
$10.
It was like
$10 every week.
Exactly. So I was doing that.
Uh-huh.
And then I kind of let it, I don't know. Oh, I know. I was working like a crazy person at the time, like just all the time. And I one morning, it was during a really I just had a shit ton of stuff to do that day. I had a fucking boot on it, and they were assholes though still, because you still have to pay the full amount.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You can't, you know.
Yeah.
Fuck you, assholes.
Yeah, once you get
And,
the boot, you got to pay everything.
You gotta,
off.
it's like being towed, except
Yeah.
you see your car.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And it's looking at you going, hey, you should have paid for
you
me.
bitch.
Yeah.
I'm
There's like
yeah,
a tear
bitch.
coming out of one of the
Yeah.
headlines.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or
It's like
it's
the
just
episode of The Simpsons. Did you ever see the episode of
No.
The Simpsons where they went to New York and Homer got a boot on the car and he refused to pay it, so he just drove the car with the boot on it, and it
Oh
just
my
ripped the
God.
side of the car
Oh my
off.
God, of course he did.
That was the episode with the World Trade Center in it too, and they
Holy
went up to
shit.
the top of one of them to go to the bathroom, but it was out of order, so they had to go all the way down and go up to the top of the other one.
Did they finally go to the bathroom?
Yes. But then he had to go to the bathroom so bad, and there were no public restrooms because it was New York, and he wound up in Flushing Meadows and Queens where there were toilets
course.
everywhere in a field. And
Flushing
yeah.
Meadows.
So
This is our
anyway,
mythic
that was my
place.
derailing. But
Hey, it happens. I mean,
Yeah.
you're allowed to go on rabbit trails.
Mine was a lot better.
yeah, it was a better. You were
Yeah,
better
what
at
happened
derailing
there?
than I
Yeah.
am.
We went
Yeah.
into a
What-
Simpsons podcast.
Yeah. But anyway,
Jump-
boot on your
jump around.
car though
Simpsons
is
good.
is,
Yeah,
you
boot
know,
sucks.
No good.
No good. That happened last year.
Yeah.
Last March-ish or something. I was like, fuck this.
So
Yeah.
New York
Am I gonna
isn't getting
pay
better
for it?
about this. This isn't like 10 years ago, and now it's like, oh no, like they're getting better about. They don't really boot people anymore.
No, I'm just.
They put
yeah,
two
but
on
they
now.
do. Yeah, now you get on each wheel.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the boot was there, and I just decided, again, a long chain of events in my brain was like, this doesn't make sense to do. Again,
Right.
you're going to be paying $800. Oh, I had just paid to fix the car again because it was having issues with the battery or something, a starter or something weird. Anyway, so I was like, I let you go. Ugh, that sucks. So then that Honda was gone.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
again, maybe it's
The
still there.
city,
Maybe I could buy
yeah.
it back, but I don't need to now.
Right.
Because my mother, who's a fucking saint,
Yeah.
has been letting me use her car for like.
Does she know what
6
you do
months.
to cars?
She does know.
Does she
she
hear-
fucking knows because
should
I'm
she
still a
hear
Georgia
this?
resident.
Okay.
I refuse to carry a New York driver's license.
Oh yeah.
For 12
it
years.
was the hardest thing when I got a New York driver's license. Finally, it took 2 days, of waiting and going to the place in Brooklyn. And it was horrible. It was a nightmare. So yes,
Yeah.
you've made the right choice.
I made the right choice.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Plus, I just
Yeah.
prefer, especially down south, I prefer to have Georgia plates.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That
In
does help.
general.
Yeah.
You know?
You'll get targeted if you have New York plates.
Exactly, and I don't want to be targeted.
Yeah. Driving it,
Especially because
yeah.
I get a lot of speeding tickets.
Of all the
I
places,
see. Yeah, I'm noticing a trend.
Yeah, there's a
with
trend
your
with
flagrant disregard for
laws.
automobile rules.
There's something
feel
your
like-
next
about
album is called
enforcement, it pisses me off.
Yeah, there's sort of a Wild West thing going on with you and law
for it, yeah.
and
Yeah, I like
cars
that.
and-
That's
that
the
album's
last-
called
that's the
"Fuck You
last
Parking
half full.
Enforcement." Yeah.
yeah, it's because
You
you're
know,
a rebel.
Georgia is the first place that, of all the places I lived, I always kept my Florida driver's license. It's the first time I've changed over.
Good.
To
It's
a-
because
to
it's
a
real.
different state. Yeah.
Because it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't
it
we
is
make
real.
you
Well,
do
now
it?
I'm
Florida
forced
man,
to stay
that's
here.
real.
Weren't we all
I
like,
can't-
you have to
I
do
can't.
that?
Now that this place is open, I can't go
You
anywhere.
can't go anywhere.
It's never gonna close. So
No.
It better not.
Never. Well,
my
it can
God.
close after
Never.
we die.
Or at the end of the day.
No,
if we
it'll
gotta
be
go
brought
home.
up. It'll
I
be
hand it
Yeah,
off.
the end of the
our,
day.
our children will be making records
I
someday.
hand it off to my daughter and then be like, "You can fail now if you want."
They'll be making yeah, they'll be making records for robots to
Yeah.
listen to.
Wow.
It will just be people that are working.
When's that gonna? No, we have to. We're stopping that. I think we're caught of the mind that a lot of self-doing things aren't necessary.
Yeah.
Are you trying to eliminate yourself?
No.
Are we trying to eliminate humans?
I mean, I think that if we're gonna do that, then we need a UBI, universal
basic income. Yeah.
Then we could go all. I
Oh.
think all automation would be good if we have a UBI.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's
never-
a real.
that's
and we're having
interesting.
a hard time convincing people that everyone should have the ability to go to the doctor.
Right.
So I think we're a little bit away from
UBI.
paying
Yeah.
people for not
Oh,
working.
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Well-
I like it.
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
But I bet a lot of people.
But if
aren't.
we're gonna go, I'm okay with automation if
Yeah.
they institute a UBI.
Yeah, and then we can just spend our time being creative or
Yeah.
getting involved
Playing
in things like
music
the Hunger
and-
Games.
But
and
are you
Battle
afraid
Royale.
that they'll
walking
take
through
over?
Flushing
I
Meadows.
mean, because not everybody's creative, so the other people are gonna have to find something to do, right?
Well, there's people who got to watch the creative people.
I guess that's true. Yeah. All right.
That's
so,
true.
Speaking of creative people, so you
Yeah.
got started playing in Atlanta.
Yeah, so I was living in New York and I started writing songs and I decided to go back to Georgia for a little bit while I was doing this other project. And the whole time I was working, I was just learning to play and teach
Yeah.
myself songs.
So you hadn't played yet.
I had never done
Okay.
it before. I was
Yeah.
like terrified of singing.
So like growing up, you didn't.
Yeah,
did you
never.
want to be a musician or anything?
I
or
mean,
you
like,
just
I
kinda
dreamed. I
thought
thought it was like,
cool?
that would be amazing, but I
Yeah.
didn't think I could sing.
Right.
And then, like, yeah, I just never even tried it. There were
Yeah.
other things that I was stupidly doing.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, it's not like life encourages, especially.
No, it's not. I
girls
was encouraged to do
play
sports,
music.
you
Yeah.
know? And it's not what I.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. Yeah. Good call. If I was doing this earlier, Mom and Dad,
Yeah, it's their fault.
it would have been
Again.
a lot better.
Again.
If
Yeah.
I was allowed to do, like, acting classes and singing classes.
Yeah.
No, but I could have if I wanted to. I just did sports.
Yeah, it was
I
just
did
yeah.
sports
What
balls.
sports?
It's all right, you know.
Volleyball and tennis.
Okay.
And I did a hardcore. Like, I like did tennis. Like, when
Yeah.
I was younger, I like took a year off from school and did homeschooling so I could do tournaments. So it was kind of
Wow.
like touring, actually, except
Yeah.
for like
Yeah.
a kid.
That's crazy.
And it's fun. It's
daughter's
like being
in
in a
boxing.
band, sort
He
of.
did that with
Really?
BMX when he was
Yeah,
a
I
kid.
raced BMX when I was a kid. Actually, I think that racing BMX and being on the road with BMX is what made me want to be in a band because I
Fuck yeah.
felt more at home on the road even growing up than I did not on the
Totally.
road.
You were a Rolling
and then
Stone.
I was like, oh, I can get into music and then I'll be on the road again.
Yeah.
But
Totally.
yeah, my daughter's in boxing right now. I've tried to help her with the music, and she's actually a really great drummer.
Great drummer.
Whoa.
but
Surprisingly
she has
good
no
drummer.
interest in it.
Oh, she
Just
just
because we
could
all
care
do
less.
it. Because she's
Of
14
course,
and
yeah.
it's so not cool that Dad and all of his
Oh my God,
friends
that's so
are in
funny.
bands.
Yeah, she used to
You
be in a
know.
really.
You guys
I
are
mean,
so uncool.
it's
Why
so
can't you
lame.
Why can't you
Yeah.
like you
She
know
wa- like,
go
she
to a
should
real
be so-
job
yeah, exactly.
and
She-
wear a
yeah.
suit all day?
Right,
Yeah. Imagine what
whatever.
she'd feel like if that was the case. Like, that's what's so funny is she's just
probably
like, oh, my
listening
dad's
right
so
now,
lame.
like,
It's so
instead of
funny.
like, That's not true.
Yeah. That's
Aw.
yeah. She was looking in the window a
Yeah, I
minute
saw
ago.
her.
So, yeah.
What's her name?
Brighton.
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 Yeah, like Brighton Beach. yeah?
Well,
Well,
yes,
Brighton,
sort of. I
England?
named her after the riot between the Mods and the Rockers on Brighton Beach from the 60s. That
So
was,
literally Brighton
Okay.
Beach.
yeah.
So not no sort of.
Well, I mean, mostly named after a riot, but the riot was on Brighton Beach.
Yeah.
I understand. What was
Yeah.
the riot?
Between the Mods and the Rockers, I think they
What?
showed it in Quadrophenia.
Whoa,
Yeah, it was
that
like
sounds cool.
You know, like
You ever heard the Stray Cat song? There's a rumble in Brighton tonight.
I'd have to hear the whole thing, but I don't think so.
in the early 60s, like the working class kids whose parents were in World War II in England, who England had been like bombed
Yeah.
to hell.
Yeah.
Like sort of there were like two factions, like
Either
the
the
rocker kids that
mods
were
or
like
the-
greasers,
Yeah.
and then the mods who tried to like dress fancy and ride scooters. And the reason that they had all those like mirrors and everything is because they were trying to live beyond their means and be like, check me out, I'm better than my parents, I'm better than you guys or whatever. And then they used to like kill each other and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Whoa.
It's weird
Yeah.
to think that like there's these two sects of rock music
Yeah.
that were like gangs.
and
the
like
gangs,
violently
they were,
opposed
it
to
was
each
like
other.
West
Yeah.
Side Story.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
They should make a musical
more
about
speed.
that.
They
Yeah.
should make well
there's
Quadrophenia.
Quadrophenia, the Who
Yeah.
album,
Oh,
which is
I
like
haven't
a,
seen it.
yeah, and
well,
a
there's
movie, yeah,
on Broadway.
So, yeah.
Quadrophenia on Broadway.
Yeah, there
guys.
is on Broadway. Yeah,
Is
So,
it?
I think so. Yeah,
What?
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to see it.
or not? I don't know.
You
I
made
don't
that
know.
up.
What am I talking about?
Yeah, you made it
Anyway.
I don't think Quadrophenia is.
I love
No
the Who.
way.
I love the Who, but I'm not a fan of Quadrophenia because they made
Yeah.
it too
I'd have to check
too
it out.
too later.
Yeah,
too late.
yeah.
It's not very good.
You
But
know.
the story. But anyway,
I love their
Look
music.
up the Mods and the Rockers and all
will.
that stuff. It's kind of interesting. Yeah,
So it's kind of
Yeah,
funny named her
it's
after
like
a riot.
Grease,
yeah.
except
yeah.
Well, her mother's name is Stoney, and her mother's given name is Stoney, my given name is Cash. So can't name her like
Cool. Stony Cash.
what?
Jane.
Yeah, I can't name her Jane. or something.
No way.
No.
They wouldn't allow it.
But there are no Janes anymore. Like in her school, there's no like
True.
Sarahs or Janes or everybody has a bizarre name. There's like Merrick and
Yeah. He's calling you out,
Tyler,
Merrick.
for
Whoever you
girl,
are out there,
Taylor.
Merrick.
Merrick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's calling you out, Merrick. It's all
trying
about
to think
your
of,
name.
all of her friends have weird names. Nobody has
Everyone's
like
names.
nobody's
Yeah.
like Ryan or
I
any of that
understand.
stuff.
We're
Yeah.
not being mean to all you people
No, of
with the
course
weird
not.
names.
I mean, my daughter's name is Poppy, which is weird.
What
So,
is it?
Poppy.
Poppy.
So there's
yeah,
that,
exactly. Like Poppy
Yeah.
or Merrick.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Brighton.
Well, yeah. And when Poppy went to Montessori school, those names were like,
Montessori.
yeah, it was like
yeah.
Arrow and
Arrow.
Mavis and
Blade of
Abigail
Grass. There was a kid named
and-
Blade of Grass.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm
Alex.
joking.
Yeah.
But maybe not.
There was one Christopher. He
There's
was
a
the
kid
most
named
normal
Printer.
kid there. Printer?
Printer.
Yeah.
Roomba. There's a kid
Printer
named
and
Roomba. Captain
derail.
America was a kid. That
This
they
is
didn't
just
become-
a
no,
making
yeah.
up dumb names for kids podcast now.
Yeah, we have lots of different podcasts within the one.
Yeah.
It
That's
is.
great.
It's like a smorgasbord of Borg of podcasts.
Yeah, a little
Smorgasbord.
Is it smorgasbord or
Borg.
smorgasbord?
It's not a board. It's
All
a
right.
Borg.
Smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord.
And it will assimilate you.
Right.
Yeah.
The smorgasbord. That was the nerdiest joke ever. I don't even really like Star
Oh,
Trek that
geez.
much.
You nerds.
Anyway, so you came back to Atlanta and
I came
started
back to
playing
Atlanta,
music.
right, to start.
Yeah.
And I go, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I am going to fucking write songs and play them in front of people. And I'm going to, like,
Yeah.
do this.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I did. And anyway, so Eddie's Attic was one of, like, that was, like, that open mic is, like, a big deal. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to go and I'm going to win. I mean, I've been writing
Yeah.
songs for 3 months, so I didn't
Of course
win.
you were going to win.
You know,
Oh, so
but
you
of course
didn't.
I was going
Oh,
to
you didn't
No, I
win.
never
Oh,
did.
no.
So my mom was always like, why don't
Right.
you
Oh,
win?
that's right. Yeah, your
'Cause
mom
I
was
just
upset that you
started
hadn't
out,
won.
you know, and the people
Yeah.
that were winning, you know, they'd been, like, playing just for, like, 10 years or whatever. You know, anyway,
Right.
point of the
Gotta pay
story
your
was,
dues.
it was like, whoa, yeah, totally,
You were
all these
paying your dues
things,
then.
but it was
Yeah.
a big deal when I was younger, and I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, oh yeah, right, Mom, okay, yes, I'll sign up and go.
That's so funny. Well,
You know?
I guess she was supporting you doing
Oh,
it. So
she's
that's
so
great.
supportive.
Yeah.
My parents are super
awesome.
supportive.
Yeah.
Like, they
That
love
doesn't-
it.
that
They
doesn't
fucking
always
love
happen.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I'm so lucky.
Now-
So lucky.
Now the derailer junior is out there trying to distract all of us. Brighton is outside the window trying to distract everyone. She's derailing in her own way.
I think she got the email that she is a cheerleader now.
Did she really?
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on.
I did
Is that true?
cheerleading.
Oh, was that
I
the
fucking
clapping?
love that.
I think that's what
Oh.
it was.
Yay.
I definitely saw a haiku.
Congratulations, Brighton!
Yeah. That's so
She
exciting.
On
just
this
tried out
episode,
and
Brighton
she's got
becomes a
the emails.
cheerleader.
Yeah, I guess she just got
Yeah.
the
Brighton
email.
becomes a cheerleader freshman year.
She starts high school next year.
Did you?
I didn't know. I didn't
Oh.
Oh,
we
fuck
thought you were just.
them.
We thought you were trying to tell us that.
know. I was doing that because we had the thing at our school was huge. I can show you a picture.
Oh, the walkout.
No, we're
They
in the
had a-
middle of
They had a
recording
walkout.
podcast.
Oh, it's
They had
okay.
they had a walkout about
we
gun
would-
violence today
I-
at school.
Wow.
So they, yeah.
How was
Yeah.
it?
It was huge. Like over half the school went.
Have
Yeah.
you seen pictures, guys?
No.
Can we see the picture?
We can see the picture.
Yeah.
So there's a. Or sorry. Am I,
This part
am I
stays in. I'm
derailing
fine.
us?
Yeah.
No. That's the derailer
Whoa.
junior.
So there's a picture of what?
The
Of the-
walkout. They
of
walked
all
out
the
over gun
kids
violence.
walking out
There was more up front too. It was like over half the school.
of Clark Middle School. Rad.
Yeah.
Good. And then they should just stay out and say, we're not going back to school until you assholes change this. And then they'll
No.
change it
And
and,
then
then
they
they'll
came,
go
out,
back to
they
school.
came outside and said, you all
Bam.
get in-school suspension if you don't go back inside
Yeah,
now.
they did that.
Yeah, of course.
They let him walk out, but then they
And
were
they
like, you
said-
better get back inside or you're all in in-school
Well, that's the thing. It's not a
suspension.
protest if you're going to get in
Yeah.
trouble.
Yeah, totally.
But I didn't make it.
No.
You did or
Hey,
didn't?
that's okay.
You got the email that you did not?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Oh,
kiddo.
man.
That sucks. Yeah. Yeah,
right.
it is cool.
Yeah.
All right.
All's
Sorry.
good.
I love you.
We love you.
It's better.
Yeah, it probably is better. They
think
probably
it's
all
better.
suck the
Well,
little...
no, I mean, like, okay,
kids.
obviously.
She
me
doesn't
being-
listen to this podcast, does she?
No. Me being. Me,
Am I kidding?
No way.
You'd have to torture. You'd have to tie her down and make her listen to
Yeah.
it.
Me being who I am.
Listen
like,
to my
you
dad
know,
and Ryan
I
talk.
went to,
That's-
I went to
that
arts
sounds
high school.
terrible.
We didn't even have cheerleading. You know, I'm not a
Yeah.
big sports person.
Wow.
But,
Yeah, we
but
didn't have
here's
cheerleading
the
in my high
thing.
school either.
If she's in cheerleading, then she has to keep her. Yeah, we didn't have a
Grades
gym.
up.
Yeah.
She has to
We-
do all these things.
She has to keep her grades
Yeah,
up, and she's gonna
totally.
get in trouble. So
Yeah.
that for that, I was like,
It's good.
okay, like I
Totally.
agree for that. Yeah, no, we didn't have a gym. We didn't.
Yeah.
Like,
We had a gym
my
and
high
Where
stuff.
did you go to school?
There's a place called Douglas Anderson in Jacksonville. But like in order to
went
go
to
to Douglas
Fame.
Anderson, we had to
He
sign
was
up.
in Fame.
Oh, whoa, you were...
He was
oh,
actually just on the TV
there was
show
no
Fame, and he
sports
thinks that was
ball.
no.
No,
he's
we had to sign up that we would take gym during summer school. That was the only way I could go to that
Oh,
school.
wow. So
We
you
didn't-
had
if you promised to go to
compulsory
summer school and
PE.
take gym.
I had to take PE in summer school
That's
because you were
what a
held back.
because
terrible
there was no
summer school.
gym. We didn't
Yeah.
have.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
great.
We didn't have a mascot. There was
Yeah.
no homecoming. The only dance we
Oh
had
my
was prom.
God.
Yeah.
There
You
was only
had-
like 80 students in my graduating class. It was a public school.
Wow, but yeah,
it was a
it's-
magnet school.
Yeah.
It was an art
Yeah,
school.
that's cool.
Yeah.
And weird and so yeah, you went to Glee, right?
Yeah.
Glee
Yeah.
school.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
except for there were
Yeah.
there were fights at Glee. There was not a single fight in all 4 years I was at.
Wow. Well, because
Yeah.
you weren't on television.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. They got to amp up the tension a little bit, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
come on, it's heightened reality, right? Yeah. That's really, yeah. Wow.
That's cool. I would have loved to go to that though.
Yeah.
Like Fame or something.
I loved high school.
Yeah,
Most
you
people
loved
don't say
high
that, but I
school.
No.
loved high school.
That's
Most
so
people
great.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends. I mean, I formed my first band in high school.
Yeah. and they're still your band, aren't they?
Sort of.
They come up here every now and then.
Yeah,
That's
we're working on the first album in 10 years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What's
So,
their
yeah.
name?
The Cadets. It'll
The
be our
Cadets.
fourth album, but it'll be the first one in like 10 years. Like our last one came out like 10 years ago.
Speaking of albums,
Yeah.
Yeah.
have you made albums?
Okay, yeah, that's a whole other thing too.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that. I just finished recording an amazing one.
Yeah.
And it sounds amazing. And it's the second I did an album 3 years ago.
Okay.
And anyway, yeah, so I had that and that was like my first one. And but a lot of these songs I've redone and just anyway, it just has a sound now and it sounds
Yeah.
great. I wasn't crazy about this sound before, so I'm like
Cool.
I'm so excited about this. Like I'm gonna put it out there
Yeah,
real soon.
that's
so that's
awesome.
what's happening. And
Where'd you
I'll just-
record it?
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'll tell you about that. So my friend Don has a studio in the
Okay.
Poconos,
Oh,
and
that's
yeah,
pretty neat.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
called, and then it's called the Velvet Elk, and
Wow.
yeah, and he has like a
That's-
small record
that's
label.
awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's in New York City in
Is
the
the
Lower
record
East
label
Side.
called Velvet Elk too?
The Velvet, yeah,
Okay,
Velvet Elk.
excellent.
He,
Yeah.
yeah, and our friend Tom.
Okay.
As well, Tom Baker, and he's super rad. And yeah, anyway, so
Yeah.
I went out there and I wanted to work with him, and my friend Mike was producing it. And then some of the musicians I already knew.
Yeah.
One I had never played with before, and he was like the ringer, like he like blew
Yeah.
me away.
You were like,
He was,
"Oh,
it was
okay."
like, whoa, you made this record in
Yeah.
a lot of ways.
What-
like you
what
some
instrument?
parts, guitar,
Okay.
lead guitar. His
That's
name's
awesome.
Teddy Kumpel, and he plays with someone cool, and I forget who it is.
The
but
Cadets. He plays with the
He
Cadets.
plays
Sounds
with
like
the Cadets.
someone cool.
Yeah. And anyway, so it sounds great. We recorded it live for the most part. Like a few things I would like overdub my vocals, but a couple of them are actually live because
Yeah.
like we wanted that sound. But no matter what,
Totally.
we were recording live.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's 11 tracks. We'll probably do one with 9 though. And then anyway, so yeah, we did that over 3 days. We like just tracked it and
Yeah.
recorded it, and
That's
then
awesome.
I did some vocals, and it sounds so good.
That's great.
Yeah.
And it's gonna come out on that label then.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what we were just talking about. I honestly I'm still finishing up. Yeah, I'm still finishing it up. I'm not sure when I'm
Yeah.
gonna put it out, but yeah, like Don, like we're into it. We want
That's
to
awesome.
do that. So
Very cool.
I don't know, some vinyl.
Yeah, as I say, if you need to put it out on vinyl, I know some
No matter
guys
what,
that
yeah.
some people that make records if you need to, you know.
No,
I mean,
dude.
you know,
We're not
if you're ever in the
pressuring
market,
you or
I know.
anything,
Whatever
but I
it
mean,
is. Well,
we
I
did
was
put you on the
no matter what.
To make
podcast, so
records,
I mean,
you
come
know.
on.
It's only a requirement. Didn't you sign the contract? that said
Yeah.
You have to do all future pressing with us after you're on the podcast. Mickey, they signed the standard contract.
Where's the
right?
yeah, get that
Everyone that
contract.
comes in here. But that's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah,
So
I'm gonna introduce y'all to
Yeah.
Don because
Very cool.
they should use you for whatever they do. I don't know
Yeah.
what the hell they're using, but
absolutely.
like it can't be this.
Probably some
No.
jokers, right? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so in the time in these 3 years that you've been touring, do you tour by yourself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Usually? Okay. So
Yeah. Sometimes I'll
that's-
meet up with people on the
yeah.
road and place, but yeah, and I love it. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's cool. I would love to do it with a band too. Like that's a whole other experience. But it's been really great doing it. Yeah,
Just
on
you
my
in the
own. 'cause
car
it's
with
so
the- yeah.
meditative and like
That's
it's
awesome.
just great.
Yeah.
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 Have you-
I mean, a lot of the friction on the road tends to
Oh,
happen because
Of course.
multiple people being together.
Yeah.
I mean, like
I mean, I can't
you
imagine
stick
that.
4 or 5 people in a tin can, there's gonna be some problems.
Yeah, especially if you're not. People are not always tight, or people are really tight.
Yeah,
Either
well,
way,
that's
it's
the
like
problem.
one
Or they
or the
thought they
other.
were,
Tight.
and
Yeah.
then they're in the band for 3 months, and then they hate each other.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I wouldn't know. I've never had that happen before.
Well, it's like
no.
a marriage.
Yeah.
It's like compacting a 10-year marriage into like 2 months
Yeah.
on the road.
Yeah.
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 So I'm sure that being by yourself is a completely different experience.
Totally. It is. Yeah. It can be lonely sometimes
Yeah,
too.
and ever scary. Is it
Yeah,
ever
you
scary?
know, never
We
really.
like scary
No, it
stories,
can
so,
be
you know,
scary. Yeah, let me
yeah.
think of some scary. Well, yes. I mean, here's one scary story.
Okay.
It's not really scary because I've never, knock on wood, thank you, good vibes. I've
Yeah.
never felt
That's
in
a wood
danger.
couch, by the way, so feel free
Great.
if you want to.
I've
Yeah.
never actually felt like there's times where I'm like, this could be sketchy, so I'm not going to do
There are
that.
cushions on the couch. It's
Or
not
there's
just
like,
a wood
yeah,
couch.
it's I'm on wood.
No, I mean, but I was trying to paint a picture for people at home. We put our guests on a
Oh,
wooden
yeah, you should
couch.
have- they should
It's just
see-
a pile of pallets. It's
Yeah.
like this is a factory.
You have
Come
no
on.
idea what this place looks
Yeah.
like, guys. It's so cool. It's like a time capsule from the 70s with all the coolest stuff.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
a great
We
teacher
spend a lot of
that's
time
been
here,
there.
so
Yeah,
A lot
it's
of
at your
time.
home.
yeah,
So anyway,
Yeah,
the
dude.
time you felt in danger.
yeah.
Okay, great. So sometimes I say this is what it is. It's like when I'm in sketchy motels because
Yeah.
I'm like I need to stay in a sketchy motel or So that's it. But I've never actually felt in danger. Like the
Right.
hotel room, I walked in, I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is, I should shoot something here because
Yeah.
you can't make this.
Right.
Like there's the crack under the door is like an inch.
Sure.
There's like
Yeah.
one little lock, like the little tiny, like a bathroom lock, you know,
Yeah.
and you're like, this isn't anything.
Yeah.
I'm not safe here.
We once stayed
and
in a
there's,
bathroom.
People sitting outside,
Yeah.
it's just gross.
We once stayed in a hotel where there was blood on the wall in the shower, and the shower curtain had been torn off because there was no shower curtain, but there were the rings on the top of the shower curtain.
Do you think they did it to scare you?
I don't know. I was like
person?
that, and the television on the stand. It was an old CRT television, and it was on the stand like at a 45-degree angle,
dude.
So
My favorite
it
one
was
is it wasn't blood on
sketchy.
the wall. It was cookie dough on the wall.
cookie dough,
Like in the bathroom,
Aw.
like right across from the toilet.
That
like,
wasn't
someone was
cookie
like
dough.
eating cookie dough.
And it
just
just-
no way that
throwing it
was
at the wall.
cookie dough.
And, like, they didn't clean it off, and the entire floor
my
was
God.
wet.
That-
And the
no,
only thing,
that
if you
wasn't
turned the
cookie
TV on, you couldn't change the channel from the porn channel.
Yeah,
And
that
so
wasn't cookie
we
dough.
slept.
What?
We
I
slept.
don't even know if that was a hotel.
Free
There was-
It was a
porn?
motel.
That might have been something
We
else.
slept in our sleeping
Cookie
bags.
dough?
We slept
Yeah,
in our
you're
sleeping
right,
bags
dude.
on top of the bed, like on top of the bed in our sleeping bags.
Oh,
We didn't even
I've
go
done
on
that.
the
Yeah,
bed.
because
Yeah.
it's so bad.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm not touching because it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all. Like those are the
Yeah.
only scary places.
Gross things.
You know.
Well, that's good. Count
Gross
yourself lucky.
things?
Yeah,
I
count
think
yourself
so.
very
If
lucky.
I-
We've
if I
had people that have been
remember
mugged or
something-
things
of
like that
course,
before.
terrible
so,
things happen.
Yeah.
I mean, if I remember something that I've blocked out, I'll tell you.
We were in one band I was in at 3 a.m, went into a Dunkin' Donuts and walked out very quickly as it was about to be robbed.
Oh my God, they could just tell.
There was, a guy walked in with a shotgun
And then
and half the band was already out the door before they realized, but then one of the guys was still standing in there and I was like, yo man, it's time to go now.
Yeah.
And we walked out and
Oh
got
my
the van and we were
God.
like,
Holy
because it was
shit.
the middle of, it was 3 a.m. and
Yeah,
it was
man.
the middle of nowhere. So yeah, it was and I didn't see, so somebody else was like, dude, that guy had a gun. That guy had a gun because he threw the door open and walked in and we were just like, oh my
Get
God.
the fuck
Yeah.
outta
It was like,
here.
time to roll.
He doesn't look like the owner.
Yeah.
I've got my bear crawl.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. And it was
Where got my cooler?
that was the member of the band. The member of that band,
Yeah.
he was the guy who always took so long to order because he ordered something off menu every time.
I love it.
And he also was the member of the band with a shy bladder, so he would get up. We would stop on the highway to go to the bathroom. Be like, there was somebody next to me in the urinal. I couldn't go. We have to stop at the next one.
How long was he in the band?
We have to stop at the next one. We didn't do a lot of touring after that. He was a really nice guy, but oh my God.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
tell us which band this was?
It was Kincaid. It was
Okay.
yeah. So we didn't do a whole lot of
I
touring,
thought
but
it was
Jesus.
either going to be Kincaid or Sunshine
Yeah.
Fix.
Well, and we were in New Jersey on the Jersey Turnpike stopping at these rest areas. And I'm like, dude, you are never finding a rest area with no one next to you.
Oh my God,
Just suck it up and
no.
pee. You're going to have to do
No.
it.
Either
Sorry,
that or
dude.
we're
This
going to
was
pull over the side of the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
his first tour then,
Yeah.
ever,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. That was, He's a great dude.
I'm
but-
sure he's
but
awesome.
hopefully he doesn't have that problem anymore. That was 25 years ago.
Wow.
Maybe now he's gotten comfortable with
Yeah.
himself enough that he could pee in public.
What is that? Well,
What do you think his parents did to him?
Maybe every time he was trying to pee, they scared him.
duh.
When they were
What else
potty
could it
training
be?
him, every time he was about to pee, they were like, ah!
Junior's peeing. It's time to go scare him again.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
their entertainment for the day.
Yeah, don't forget, we're scarring him for life.
Here comes the snake that's going to bite your wiener off.
That's it.
I
Yeah.
got him.
They told him if anybody ever stands next to you while you're peeing, they'll steal your soul.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to hear something horrible?
Yes. Yeah.
You like scary stories?
Sure.
Well, it's more scary. It's actually terrible, but I'm a kid, so it's what kids do, you know? So I had
You murdered somebody. Didn't you?
some
what
kids
kids
do
do.
that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was
come
reading
on.
this
Girls
thing
will be
about
girls.
Yeah. It's the thing.
All
Kids
right, sorry.
kill
Go ahead.
people.
What do you?
Oh God. Yeah, so it was okay. So my sister, so I was probably around 10. My sister, who's the youngest, I'm the oldest of 7 kids. So she was like my baby, you know, when she
Yeah.
was like. So anyway, but sometimes it was really annoying because my 3-year-old sister would have to go to the bathroom
You
every single
smothered her with a
fucking
pillow, didn't you?
every single fucking time.
Good
One-
Lord,
listen to
Ryan.
this.
That just was really dark.
Actually, you want to hear something
She's saying,
dark?
she's like, my
This is
sister, she
funny.
was really annoying, and I had to hold her, so where else
Listen,
is it?
so no, but listen. This is a
Yeah,
side
yeah,
note.
yeah,
Don't let me
yeah.
go too
Okay.
far, but it'll
Yeah,
be
no,
fast.
yeah.
My one sister,
Oh.
Megan, actually did try to kill my one sister, Mackenzie, when they were like 3 and 4.
See,
When they were
kids do
little
that to each
kids.
other.
They
That
were
is the thing
kids.
that kids do.
They were kids, and she was like, "I'm
Trying to
gonna
murder
get her,"
each
and she
other.
took all these little thumbtacks and she put them
Oh my
all over
God.
her
She's,
All over her bed?
Yes.
she was watching Looney Tunes. And
Yes.
she was like,
Oh all over her bed.
Did she put matches
and
in between her
literally said
toes?
this. So when Mackenzie went to sleep, she'd lay on them and she would die.
Oh my God.
Maybe you didn't go
And they're
dark.
like
Wow,
the
yeah.
best
See, I didn't go as
friends
dark
right
as
now.
that family does.
Yeah,
apparently.
so
Yeah.
dark. So, but then my mom, there's like a twist in the tale, you know, because
Yeah.
she's like, she made her plan and they're sitting there in the bed and they're like waiting
Yeah.
for their mom to, like, or they're just waiting for something and she's like, come on, Mackenzie, don't you want to come to bed? And Mackenzie's like, hold on, I'm brushing my teeth. And she's like, come on, Mackenzie. And then my mom walks in, she's like, and she starts walking over to the bed to sit down. And my sister, Megan's like, because she doesn't want my mom to sit and die because she loves my mom. And she's like, no. And
She
she's like,
thought
Mom.
she'd die.
Yeah, so she
Yeah.
was like, Mom, go do, like, I don't know, do something.
She
go-
overestimated thumbtacks.
She overestimated everything.
by a
so she, like,
mile.
moved them all. Oh, I remember. So she started getting them, and my mom comes over, and then my mom sits down. She's like, oh! And Megan's like,
She's like, Mom, don't die.
and she's like, what's this? Why is there just like, it was just like one left or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
you know? And she's like, why is there a thumbtack? Because my mom, bless her heart, she's very innocent sometimes,
Yeah.
and she's like, why is there a thumbtack there? And Megan's like,
jeez.
oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows, Mom? Who knows?
Come on,
No
Mackenzie, let's
idea.
ride.
Just some
No.
light decorating.
Well, we was headed way out west to get ourselves some of the best greenery that any man could know. Would rendezvous in San Pedro, load up the wagon, where we go to make a killing on the eastern coast. Well, first stop was in New Orleans, where Susanna had her usual schemes, just to play a man or two for some extra cash. But she met herself the perfect match, a scheming, gambling man from Asheville, Northern Carolina, with a stash. Now, he was what you call distraction, and since I am a girl of action, I said that we're leaving town today. Susanna, she didn't like that much. She said, you quit being such a cunt. Now, can't you see it's love you, bitch? I said, okay.
Yeah, just decorating.
Yeah.
So she confessed that later in
So
life.
what did you
know?
do to her?
So what I did to Molly was
Yeah.
I was so pissed at her
Yeah.
because I love eating food and I love eating out.
Uh-huh.
So we would like be after church at our after church meal, and it would usually be at Olive Garden or something.
Sure.
And I
I
would
love
get my
Olive Garden.
fettuccine Alfredo with extra Alfredo sauce, and
you
it's
can dip
only
your
good when it's
breadsticks in.
hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's cold, it's just
Oh, yeah,
it
congeals.
congealed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, I look forward to this all week. And then whenever we get the food,
Oh.
Molly always had to go. My
you had
mom
to
would be
take
like,
her?
and I had to take her.
What?
Because my
Man.
mom didn't want to.
We should have more than one kid. I didn't know there was a trick to
we're
it.
little servants. Yeah, we have 6 others, but
Oh,
I'm the
God, then they just
oldest,
take
and
care
I'm
of each other, right?
9.
Yeah.
So we have to take
You're the
care of
oldest
each
of
other.
6?
Yeah.
Yeah, oldest
Wow.
of 6 others. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm the youngest of 4.
Oh,
You're the
Man.
oldest,
5.
right?
And how many do you have?
I am the oldest, but my parents got divorced right after I was, after me. So then they remarried, and so I have half brothers. So I have 3 other brothers. I have 3 brothers.
So there's 4.
Yeah,
4,
but never
5,
that, but
7.
never
No,
that all
4.
lived
I
in
got
one
4.
place.
Oh, you
though.
both have 4. So you
Yeah.
both have 4.
Yeah.
But I'm the youngest of 4.
Interesting.
He's the oldest.
And you're the oldest, so you're
Yeah.
bookends.
Yeah.
And that's why you
why I
work
bully
so
him
well
all
with
the
the
time.
podcast.
That's why I'm so good
He
at
just
taking bullying.
drives me nuts. He just gets under my skin like a little brother.
And every band I'm in and every friend group I'm in, I'm always the punching bag. But I think it's because I'm the youngest.
You think so?
Yeah, that's interesting. Totally.
Yeah.
We're like conditioned.
Yeah. Because I take it well. Because I
Yeah.
don't get mad.
You
I
do
just
take it
laugh
well.
it off. And I
Yeah.
think that's why.
When editing last week's podcast, Bill was saying that we gave you a really hard time, and I didn't even remember giving you a hard
I
time.
don't either.
so-
Like I said, I
but it
just
was your
don't even
band,
notice it.
so I mean, it was the Cadets
Yeah.
podcast episode.
Cadets,
so,
right.
Yeah. So they were giving you a hard
We
time.
can keep bringing that up if you'd like. The Cadets. We can
Cadets.
just say it like 100
Are we?
times.
Are we?
Yeah, well, they're back
Yeah.
together,
Yeah,
right?
Are they
gonna
The
pay
cadets
us
are back
for,
together.
Is the rest of the band going to give us something for this?
Reunion
They're
dudes.
getting a lot of airtime on this episode.
Yeah.
More
So,
so than the
uh,
episode we were
you
on.
can-
Yeah,
Maybe
exactly.
you
I think I
can
said their
attend
name more times, but anyway.
Cadets.
So what did you?
So what I
sh-
so I would get
yeah.
so mad because my mom, there's all sorts of dynamics. So, but
Yeah.
always I would end up doing it because
Right.
either oh you're the oldest, you have to, or like
Yeah.
no I'm the mom and you're doing what I say, and I do that, 'cause
I'm
we're-
the mom, and you're going to
you're
do
doing what
my
I say.
job.
Yeah, like, because kids are little servants and slaves sometimes, and like we don't know it because if you make the little kids, I would do that to my brothers and
So
sisters.
I'm doing it wrong because I'm like.
I would make
I'm
them
like
do shit
Brighton's
for me. I'd be
servant.
like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
time
you are. You really
Go
need
and
to
do
turn
it.
that dynamic
Yeah,
around.
she's always like, Dad, go give me this. Dad, go give me that. Dad,
Yeah.
bring me this. Dad, bring me that.
Oh,
And then anytime that you
no.
tell her
No,
to go
no,
get something for
no.
you, she's like,
Yeah.
No. No.
Yeah,
It might be
I
too
know.
late now, but
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
you
it's
could
too
have done
late.
this. You
It's
could have
too
done this
late.
differently.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all right. Now you know.
Well, look at how it could
Secret.
have been. and drink in the story.
it's
How it
better.
could have been. So what did you do to
so
her?
Molly. So I would always take her, and she's this cute little 3-year-old girl, blonde, curly hair. Like she's like a fucking picture.
So everyone was always just like,
so exactly.
Uh-huh.
She's the youngest too.
Yeah.
So anyway, I would take her, and then I'd be like 9, like I would like hate this child every single time I had to go to the bathroom. You know,
Yeah.
like she's my favorite. I love her. I love
Sure.
her. But I'd be like, I just want to wring her neck.
I wonder if she is going to the bathroom.
So-
Have a problem going to the bathroom in
No,
public now.
she's like little, you know, like she's really going. So I go and I put her in the other. So I came up with this terrible game that I would amuse myself with,
Here we go.
where I would, or it was just not a game for myself because she was not in on it. I
Okay,
made up
yeah.
this imaginary figure called the Potty Monster to
So
make
she probably
her,
does
so
have
she-
issues going to the bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's the point of this.
This is what happened to
This
the
is
guy
what
in my
happened to the guy
band.
in your band,
He met the
man.
potty monster.
And so yeah, the Potty Monster. So and the reason was, there was a reason for it. I'm not just a cruel sadist.
Yeah, sure, of
It
course.
was to discourage her from going to the fucking bathroom.
Right, yeah.
When I'm
Enough
about
with
to
this
eat my
already.
fettuccine Alfredo.
Yeah.
And
So you'd tell her about
so
the
I would
Potty
tell her at
Monster?
first. I'd be like,
Oh, she
well,
totally
you know,
has a
there's
problem
this
going to the bathroom
legend.
in
Well,
public
here's the
now.
thing. I took it a step further.
Okay.
First, I mean, like, just telling her isn't enough. I have to traumatize her.
Right.
Can she even
So,
eat at Olive Gardens anymore?
She blocks it out. No, listen, here's the best part. You ask her, and she goes, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, because she was 3.
She
You
was
got
so
it in right- you got it in
traumatized.
right under the
Exactly.
line.
She
It's
suppressed
trauma.
it.
She's
She's
repressed
probably
it.
having dreams
Yeah.
So
about it.
I want to
still.
hear about this bathroom monster.
So here's
Yeah.
the Potty Monster. He was.
Yeah.
He was a little man that talked like this.
It's terrifying. Oh my God. Did you do the voice to her?
Yes.
Oh my God. Did you act like he was outside
Yes,
the
no,
the
he lives
stall?
inside the toilet.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is incredible.
And he's there to get little girls that go to the bathroom.
You
I
have
take her
scarred
in.
your sister.
And I
Oh
would
my
go in a
God. So
separate
basically,
stall
he
than
was
her.
Chuck Berry.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, he was Chuck Berry. He was on so many levels, man. Oh my
Wow,
God.
that was good.
Oh, that was
Wow.
good. Well done.
Yeah.
So
So
Chuck Berry,
you'd go in the other stall.
aka the Potty Monster,
AKA the potty monster.
lives
AKA
in the
the king of
bathroom at
rock and
Olive
roll.
Garden. Because the house, it's fine. Because I don't have to take her there. Because she'll be like, oh. I'm like, no, don't worry. It's
no,
just
no,
at Olive
he doesn't
Garden.
go to people's houses. Yeah, that's right. She doesn't go.
He
She's
lives
never
under
been to
the
an Olive
sewer
Garden.
system
Yeah.
there.
Oh my God.
Oh, and she doesn't fucking remember
Man.
this. Like,
You're getting sued by Olive Garden, by the way.
Yes, sorry.
This
Yeah,
episode.
Olive Garden.
They totally listen.
Oh, they'll totally love it.
Yeah.
See where the Potty Monster died.
Yeah,
'Cause there was an
or
epic
they'll be
battle
like the
to
potty
the death.
monsters. No more potty monster.
No more
Come
Potty
to-
Monster.
Come to Olive Garden where there's no more potty monster.
Yes, that's where he lives, and he lived there for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like a year. I mean, like it was a Sega. You
And
know.
then she got old enough to go by herself. So
yeah,
that he was
exactly. It
gone.
didn't matter. Or maybe one day, like I think. Oh, that's the thing. Because I would terrify her so much. Well, I'll do a very brief thing of what I would do each time.
Okay.
So like we each go in our stalls, and I'd be like, all right, I'm going to the bathroom. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go. And she's like, okay. She starts peeing, and then I'd be like, oh yeah. Then I'd take my feet up and I'd stand on the toilet.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh no, I wouldn't. No. First, I would be on the toilet, and I'd be like, "Hey, Molly, what's going on?" And then I'd be like, "All of a sudden, you'd hear."
Oh my God.
I'm the Potty Monster. And I'd be like, "Oh my God, he's here!"
Run, quick,
And
run.
then she'd go, "Ah!" And I'd be like, and she'd be peeing. And then so I'd be like, I'm gonna get you, Kelley. And I'd be like,
God.
no, don't let him get me. I'm gonna get you.
Oh, so you said he was getting
and he's
you.
like, he's getting me.
Oh, no.
And then he's like, "Ah!" And I'm like, no. And I'm
You're
like,
just putting your hand around in the toilet,
yeah, and
splashing
then
water.
Yeah,
everywhere.
and basically, I didn't get that far, but it was far. Then I stand on the toilet. He's got me.
Oh my God.
And, you know,
Oh
and she's
my
like,
God.
Kelly, and she'd be her little voice would be like, no,
Oh my God.
Mom, and I'd be like, help me.
Yeah.
And he'd
Oh
be
my
like,
God.
and then the toilet would flush, and I go, no. And
Oh
he'd go,
my God.
and the toilet would flush, and then it would be silent. And I go, no.
Oh my God. And at that
And then it
point,
would
you're
be
up on top
silence.
of the toilet.
And you couldn't hear, and yeah, with my feet up above the toilet, and she thinks I'm gone.
You're a psychopath.
And then I go, I know.
Insane.
And then I
Does
go,
she speak to you anymore?
She doesn't remember. And I tell her the story because I'm like, I own it. I'm like,
Oh
yeah,
my
I did
God.
that. I like.
Wow.
Does she
I
actually
hated
have issues
that.
with going to the
That's
bathroom?
amazing.
Is she
No,
afraid of going to the
zero, because
bathroom?
it was just an
Wow.
Olive Garden, and then
She's
she
just
like,
afraid
she's
to
a
admit it.
strong kid, I guess.
You know, one
know?
day later in life, she's gonna walk into an Olive Garden and go into the bathroom and just go into a catatonic state. You know?
Can you
Just start rocking
imagine?
back and forth on the chair.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Monster.
Yeah.
You need to make a
Yeah.
movie about this.
That's
I,
amazing.
Make
I
the
just
actual
I was
potty
thinking about that
monster.
as I
Yeah.
was talking about it. I was
Yeah.
like, this is
Yeah.
great. This
Yeah,
is
the
cool.
Or a
actual potty
video.
monster.
I remember
Just
this.
a video where you're playing.
Yeah, video.
You're playing a song in the stall, and then
Oh my God, yeah.
act out every part,
I
and
should
then
make a
green
potty
screen
monster
yourself as the
song.
potty monster in the. Oh yeah, like Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Just
would
like
be-
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
It would be so. It would be Chuck Berry voice.
Yeah.
He would
yeah,
look
yeah.
like Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's-
And he
wow.
pulls little girls down the toilet.
Green Chuck Berry.
Yeah. So basically, what was that
Yeah.
guy from Mighty Boosh?
Yeah, that guy.
Old Greg.
Yeah.
Basically, look like Old Greg.
I never watched that show. I should watch
I'm Old
that.
Greg.
Yeah, I've never seen it before.
Get it.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
Mighty Boosh.
My boosh.
Mighty Boosh.
Mighty boosh.
It's
No.
a British TV show.
Yeah, it's British.
Oh,
Yeah.
great. I
don't
love
know.
them.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
They're fucking funny.
But
Funnier than we are.
I don't know about that.
Well,
Yeah.
some of us are funny.
Canadians are way funnier.
Canadians
I don't know.
Are
One-
funny.
one- I
I
mean,
do like Super Troopers.
Canadians
I do
are
love
generally
Super
funny,
Troopers, too.
but usually when they
Funny.
come
Coming out
here
today.
though,
What now?
Yeah, but I hear it's not good at all.
yeah,
How did you know? Nobody's seen it
But
yet.
It's
nobody in
Rotten
the movies-
Tomatoes is 79% right now.
79. That's pretty high.
No, I think it's pretty bad.
No.
What?
For a movie like that, that's high.
Is
A
it?
bad is like a 14%.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, that's like Justice
See, I only
League.
watch like I'm a snob, I guess. I only
Yeah.
watch Rotten Tomato movies
You only watch
that are in the 90s.
Guaranteed fresh or whatever.
Guaranteed
Yeah.
fresh. Well,
No,
unless I love it.
For a comedy, usually comedies don't get high
I have no
Rotten
idea.
Tomato scores, so that's actually
Yeah.
pretty high.
All right, well then maybe it's worth watching. I lied,
Maybe,
everyone.
but
Go
Super
watch
Troopers,
the movie.
like
But you-
Super Troopers was great, and then the other movies that they
Yeah,
made
the other
were
ones were not
great.
terrible.
Terrible. So that's the
Yeah.
thing. They can't all be
But yeah,
winners.
no, you can't all be
I
winners.
want a liter of
But
soda.
yeah, a liter of cola.
A liter
Liter
of
of cola.
Liter
A
of
liter
cola.
of what?
cola.
Liter of cola.
A liter, huh?
What?
What?
Huh?
What's that? A liter of cola.
What's that, meow?
Fava.
Um,
Yeah, meow.
But
meow.
yeah, so let's see. We've talked about a lot of stuff that isn't musical.
Yeah.
But I feel like
we've-
people have
we've
gotten
been-
a really good view of like your personality and who you
Yeah.
are, and like if I was hearing this for the first time, I would want to hear more.
Cool,
So how are
yeah.
people hearing more? How do they find out more?
So what they do, I say, come and see me live.
Yeah.
That is the best way.
Are all these
'Cause
stories
my
there, too?
material out there.
Uh-huh.
I should tell more of these stories.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'll weave them in this.
Bring the
set.
potty monster to the theater.
Bring the
tonight.
potty
Yeah.
monster. I'll make a song about it. That's a good idea.
Just go in a stall next to somebody who's peeing and just start ripping on the potty monster. Yeah. Somebody you don't know at all, but
I gotta
yeah.
make her listen.
Help me! Help
So-
me! Ah!
No, and then the best part is it'd be silent.
Yeah.
And then she'd go, Kelley,
Oh my God! Oh, that's so sad.
Kelly. And then she'd go,
Did
and then
she
I'd
ever
go,
crawl
no,
under the thing?
before she started crying, I'd go, hey, hey, hey.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
It could be silent,
Wow.
and then she'd go, Kelley. And then when she started crying, then I felt horrible.
Then
And I
you're
felt
like,
like
"Oh, yeah,
I was a bad person. Then I was
Yeah.
like, I had total guilt and remorse. And I come
Yeah.
out and be like, I'm so sorry. I'm so
She
sorry.
had to cover herself in water so that she could really
Yeah,
sell it
oh.
because she had already been in the toilet. She had to find
there
her
was
way
a
out.
point
It
where
was,
her 3-year-old brain wasn't upset I wasn't wet.
Yeah, I'm
she
pretty
was
sure
so
she's-
happy
yeah.
I was back. I don't think
Yeah.
she ever noticed.
Yeah, I bet she
Or
did.
maybe one day she did, and she was like,
Yeah.
"This is bullshit. I don't
She's
believe
like,
you. It's just you." Oh,
I'm
yeah,
putting
I
the
think one
potty
day I
monster in the
told her.
same category as Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
believing in any
I
of
don't
this.
believe in any of this shit. Sorry, Molly.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, Potty Monster
Funny
is
shit.
not nearly as fun as the other two, though.
Not nearly as
But
fun.
I don't know.
but anyway, so how do people find
Oh
you?
yeah.
though?
Anyway,
Yeah.
but
Come-
if
come
you
see you
can't come
live.
see me, of
Okay,
course,
preferably.
then you can go to my website, which
Okay.
is my name.
Yes.
But let me spell it,
That's-
everyone.
so
It's
just
different.
myname.com?
But I'm sure you can see it right name, but it's myname.com. KelleySwindall.com.
Okay.
KelleySwindall.com. But it should be myname.com.
And put
I'm
just
sure
myname.com.
Yeah, but I'm sure someone owns
I'm
it.
sure
Definitely.
somebody named my name.
So go there.
but
There's some videos.
okay, go there, and
then you can
soon
hear.
there'll be the new album,
Yeah,
right?
soon there'll be the new album
Yeah.
soon, and I may even just like. I'm doing quote unquote
Yeah,
leak
air quotes,
some
yeah,
new
oh.
songs, even though they're not
Don't tell your
released
label.
because nobody fucking gives a shit.
Yeah, well, your
you know
label,
what I mean?
you know,
Well, I'll
they-
tell Don.
you know.
I'll be like,
Okay.
Don, do you mind if I do this, or whatever we do? You know,
Yeah.
whatever we figure out.
Yeah.
So Yeah, or something. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna put some of those new ones up there because we're at
Cool.
this, and that's that. You can
That's
hear it.
awesome.
And
All right.
I have some old songs too that if you want to hear those too.
Okay.
They're up there. Everything's on
They're
my
out there.
website. I have
All
an
right.
album, Spotify, blah 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 blah.
And
Facebook,
unlike
all
all
that
of
stuff.
Facebook.
unlike all of the hosts on NPR who say their like Twitter handles and then don't
You want
spell them, but it's
Instagram.
totally needed or whatever.
Go
But
on that.
you actually
Yeah, you have to.
spelled everything.
Yeah, I
so what's your
spelled
Instagram?
Go on Instagram. That's where I keep it the most up
Just
to date.
go to Instagram.
Go to
Just
Instagram. Go to
Instagram.com.
Kelley.Swindall.
Oh,
Instead
okay.
of Kelley.Swindall is my Instagram. And that's where you should go. If you really have to hear music, which you should, whatever,
Yeah.
then you can go to, but if you want to know where I'm playing,
Right.
what's happening, I put it up there more than
I'm
my
gonna
Cats
go
website.
you've seen, what food
Yeah.
you've eaten, that kind of
Exactly.
stuff.
Yeah.
Look it up right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's see
find
here.
me.
Let's see here.
KELLEY.SWINDALL.
We're proving that it still
We're
works
probably all
before we get
friends,
off the air.
actually.
Yeah.
Everyone who hears this will probably know each other.
Yeah,
It'll be good.
But
I know a
once
Swindle.
we have
I wonder if you know this Swindle. And someone named Ellen Swindle.
now it's a genealogy
No.
podcast.
No,
All right.
I don't.
Well, you know what?
What?
Yeah, you don't. No one ever knows the people that he asked about.
Sometimes. Someday someone will.
Have you? Well, I'm not gonna. That's kind of. I mean, but it's
You
true
can be
though.
mean.
Remember,
I
how-
can be
but
mean.
no. But you're always like, oh, you must know so and so,
Oh,
and then they're
I
like,
think that's
they're like,
sweet. You're
no,
really excited. You're like,
no,
you
I
might know the
don't.
same people.
And then, but it's always
My
like,
dad
no, I
does
don't.
that. I'm
And
like,
then
Dad.
it's really uncomfortable. Then.
Yeah,
It is
it's
a dad
but
thing.
I'm like, Dad.
I'm
it's
not
like
finding you. KELLIE.
EY.
We're gonna lose
EY.
our chairs. Oh,
KELLEY people.
This is what I get for not listening.
we
Yeah,
our
man.
window to pick up chairs that
Oh,
I
we have
need
to go
that I
pick up
need
chairs,
to I need
y'all.
to time for me to be a truck driver.
Where are we
so
going?
Follow
Where are
me.
we
we go
going?
pick up some chairs.
Awesome.
Thank you for being with us.
I love it.
Thank you for being with us. Did you
having
already
me.
stop it?
I'll be here tomorrow
Oh,
to see
okay.
the show.
Yeah, because we
Fuck
need
yeah.
to, if we haven't said goodbye, it's not over.
Yeah. Oh, good timing.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, good. You got a microphone? Yeah. I've always wanted that. That makes me
Yeah.
happy. All right. Good. Thank you. I didn't even turn around to see it. All right. Thank you. And see everybody later.
I'm following you now.
I will.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Load In, Load Out, a tour story podcast produced by me, Bill Fortenberry. Our associate producer is Alex Scarborough. Our PSA copy was written by Matt Lewis and Lydia Brambilla. And our hosts, as always, are Cash Carter and Ryan Lewis. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back here next time.